Hey everyone, it's Emily here from Phoenix Gateway, and I want to bring a reading forward for you for this week heading into the new year, being January 2019. Woohoo! I think so many of us are happy to see the end or the back of this year. It's definitely been a year of major trials and tribulations, and that I think for many has been in terms of for monetary reasons, relationships, whether it's the relationship with your partner on a soul level, or it's a business partner, or even your relationship with children. Maybe it's all of the above. It's, your foundations, it's your issues that you've had with your home, issues that you've had with friends. Oh my goodness, I think it's endless. And for those who also are quite empathic and really feeling into the mother, into our earth, and universally everything that is going on, and we're picking up on so much, and it can be at times really hard, I have to say, just to be able to close some of those energies out, and we're feeling more and more of it, and having to learn how to work with those energies as well. But we are ultimately having to go through these testing times on a very, very big level, and some of us more so than others. It is the universe's way of putting us on our path, shaking us up, so to speak, and going, come on, seriously, wake up. It's bloody well time. We have to become more consciously aware of what is going on. Our time is going so fast now, and what is time? God, I don't even know. I just can't get over that. Tuesday I'm going to be celebrating 1st January 2019. What I do know is that the way I see it is that we are having to release the darkness to create more light within ourselves. That is the analogy I'd like to use. Because as we shift those belief systems, those darkness, that stagnation, whatever words you want to use, you're bringing more of that light within our bodies. We're bringing in the light on a mental, emotional, physical and spiritual levels, and it is so important right now that we find the balance within. The biggest word that would come to mind to use, and it's something I've spoken to with a beautiful friend of mine this week as well, is regeneration. And the flower of life is one that, for me, as you know, sacred geometry is a very big passion of mine, but the flower of life is starting to be more and more on the forefront for me. And the fact that I actually even tattooed it on myself earlier this year, because it was just something I was so drawn to, and that was what I was told I had to place on my skin. That is just, something that I wanted to do for me, and not everyone believes in that. That's fine. That is in terms of tattooing. But the flower of life is imperative within our life. It is our matrix, and it is what we need to help us go through that regenerative state. Regeneration is the word for this week. It is so important, especially for what we have just gone through, in particular in 2018, being in a master 11 years. So it has been that challenging on all fronts. Is we need rest and rejuvenation. We need to get ourselves to a point that we can start this new year with new beginnings, new outcomes, a new look, and above all, it's going to be a massive new vibration, and numerologically it's 3 year. So we're going into rejoice, we're going into joy, we're going into that happiness, we're going into creating those foundations and taking on that leadership and strength role. It's going to be huge for so many, and it already is, because so many of us, we are finding our soul purpose and what our life path is, and where our happiness is, and where we're not, fighting shit, uphill, because because we're starting to allow that energy to flow, because we've let go of so much that we don't need to keep holding on to, that keeps being shown to us. We don't need to. For some, we've had to learn it in some really hard lessons. For others, it's been maybe a light bulb moment, and you know, you've been spared some of that hardship as well. And you know, just everyone, it's different, you know. And as I'd say to people, for me, my husband passed away 15 years ago nearly, and it was his passing, for as huge a crisis as it was. And I always use the expression, for every crisis there is a gift. But he unlocked my door for me. He opened my way into, you know, this spirit realm, the esoteric, because I knew nothing. I always say to people, yep, I was that golden diamond girl back then, had my blinkers on, had no bloody idea about anything other than what I could see in front of me. And boy, have I come a long way in 15 years, still learning, still have my mishaps, still my trials and tribulations. And yeah, you know, life was never meant to be easy, but it's been it's been so up to date, a huge accomplishment, and I'm learning to praise myself a lot more for what I'm doing as well. So I'm going to do, oh my goodness, they all want to come flying out. Let me just choose a few cards here, see what it is that we need to know for this week coming, this beautiful new year. What is it that we need to know? Oh, flower of life. Seriously, can't get any better than that after what I've just said to you. Okay, it's all about our heart, the octahedron, and that actually came out at the same time, unlimited potential. So I'm just going to choose actually one more card, and that will be it for, okay, love it. Okay, shapeshifter. What is it that these cards are telling us? Regeneration, regeneration, regeneration. We are in that cocoon stage of life right now, of where it is that we need to be. And you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. But this year has been massive, a massive year of trial, tribulations. And it's time to rest, and it's time to recoup, and it's time to regenerate. We need to regenerate on a cellular level. And as we start to regenerate, we are then shifting our light bodies. Our vibration is going to increase, and you know, on a cellular level, we are going to create so many changes, and I'll keep talking about that as the cards go by. And it's also saying, being in that cocoon stage, whatever it is that you're working on right now, you're in that gestational phase, but soon it is going to be birthed. And what a year to birth it in 2019. It's all about heart. You know, if there's anything, and it's interesting because when I created the Alchemy of Isis in Philae a couple of months ago in Egypt, I asked Isis, what is the message that I need to put on this bottle? And the message that I got was that to love from your heart. And I thought about it and thought, does that sound a bit wanky? But you know what? It absolutely doesn't, because there is so many different types of love, but true unconditional love comes from here. And we know, you know, through the Heart Math Institute, that, you know, they can actually test the frequencies around our heart, and the more that we come from here, that more that unconditional love, the wider and wider, you know, the frequencies, the energy that is emitted from this space is, and it can be huge, huge. So unconditional love on all levels, and you know, don't forget it, unconditional love of self, and then it's that love that we then can give to others. Unlimited potential. Unlimited potential is the truncated icosahedron. The truncated icosahedron is a pentahex shape. It is the shape of our DNA, and it's about consciously creating our reality, which is what it is when we're back here, and it really is when we're at the heart space as well. Consciously creating our reality, well, when we have our ancient wisdoms and knowledge that sit within our DNA, as we start to access it more, as we start to understand it more, as we start to create the shifts within ourselves on a holistic level, so on all levels of our being, what it is saying is that we have the ability, the unlimited capability of creating anything that we want within our world. It's about that aspect and that learning of, becoming more consciously aware, feeding into that wisdom, that power that lies within us. And as we access it and we start to understand the knowledge, and that wisdom, what lies behind it, we can then use it for our benefits and manifest to our heart's desire. We can change whatever we need to do. And that is what Shapeshifter is as well. Shapeshifter is here. It is telling us that you have the ability to shapeshift. We may not be able to shapeshift on a physical, on that physical form. Although some people look at you sometimes and go, wow, you've changed, you're different. And energetically, yes, they see something different. But I'm still Emily, and, unless I'm going to go and lose weight, have a facelift or something else, I'm still who I am. But on an energetic level, we can change. And as I said, when we know the ancient wisdom that lays within is actually power. Knowledge is power, wisdom is power, and when we access this power, we can create anything we choose to. It is that ability and that understanding and that knowing how to manifest, as the ancient civilizations were able to do in terms of manifesting and working on those higher levels. The more that we can create these changes within ourselves and bring in that light and those changes in frequency, we're going to be able to do exactly the same and then be able to manifest all that our heart desires. So wherever you are in this world, I wish you an amazing new year, an amazing start to your 2019 year. And I look forward to bringing you more readings as the year goes on. All the details in where you can purchase these cards is on this thread. And there are other products that I create, like my liquid alchemy in a bottle, so my elixirs, and you can have a look at those, some crystals, and you may find that some of these beautiful products are something that you can use and work with to enhance your year for 2019. So I wish you well wherever you are. Okay, speak soon. Bye.